April 17th, 2024 was a good day to set out on a new adventure. This time it would be on Northern California's Lost Coast. Although I was born and raised in California, I spent very little time in the northern part of the state. It can be rural, rugged, and far less inhabited than the southern part of California. This trip would not be a typical walk on the beach. There were dangers to look out for. High tides, sneaker waves, rugged terrain, rattlesnakes, bears, and poison oak, to name a few. It's the kind of stuff that makes an adventure a true adventure. Good afternoon from the trailhead here at Black Sands Beach. We are about to set out on a 6-night, 7-day adventure here on the Lost Coast Trail in Northern California, Humboldt County. I have never done this hike before. I am super excited to see what's in store for me. This is a first look at it. This Black Sands Beach behind me, absolutely stunning scenery right from the get-go. It should be fantastic. This would be entirely new territory for me and for Joey as well after the first 4 miles. There are always some sort of expectations when beginning a trip. It's fantastic when they are far exceeded. That would be the case over the next 7 days. Here we go. Something dead up here, and there's a bunch of turkey vultures all over it. Some sort of carcass. We would see a lot of wildlife in the week ahead, both alive and dead. It was a good indication of how wild this place is. We found a pretty sweet camp with an amazing view. We've got some firewood, a fire pit, places to sit, nice spots for our tents. I think we're gonna set our tents up behind the camera because the wind's blowing this way. And we may have a fire. We don't want ashes blowing onto our tents, but this looks like an awesome spot. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, this is for me. Thank you. This one for now. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. We're all set up here at camp, and it's nice that we got here a bit early so we can just soak it all in and really enjoy it. I have an amazing view outside my tent door. It's just very peaceful and relaxing, hearing the waves, and sun's gonna be setting here in a little bit. It's just a epic trip so far. What you doing?
I am cooking a cheese tortilla over fire, possibly over some poison oak firewood.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. Talk about adding some spice to a quesadilla. That's the real way to do it.
This is what's for dinner tonight. It looks awesome. Fire grilled quesadilla. Good morning. It is day 2 here on the beach on the Lost Coast. Just sitting here relaxing, enjoying this gorgeous, gorgeous morning, watching the waves crash. It's absolutely beautiful. Yesterday's hike was awesome. We only went about 4 miles, and we're hoping to average about 6 miles a day. So we might try to make up for that a little bit today, maybe over the next couple of days. But we got a late start yesterday as well. One of the things that we have to watch out for is the tides. We have to pay attention to tides. We downloaded a tide chart. During high tide, there are some areas of the route that are impassable. So right now it is high tide. We're gonna let it recede a little bit and then get on the trail fairly soon. The reason I am carrying this Osprey pack on this trip instead of my ULA circuit is because the ULA circuit does not fit the large bear canister. And with 7 days of food, I definitely needed the large bear canister. The Lost Coast is a mostly natural and undeveloped area of the California North Coast in Humboldt and Mendocino counties, which includes the King Range. It was named the Lost Coast after the area experienced depopulation in the 1930s. In addition, the steepness and related geotechnical challenges of the coastal mountains made this stretch of coastline too costly for state highway or county road builders to establish routes through the area, leaving it the most undeveloped and remote portion of the California coast. Got a massive slide area here. Crazy. Water coming down.
This is definitely a spot we would not want to be at high tide. You can see how we have this huge narrow beach now, and we're a couple hours after high tide, so the water's starting to go down. Look at this. It's been springs everywhere.
Little break here on the beach. We've got a sea lion sunbathing to the right of us. We've got sea lions in the water in front of us. A seagull having a nice snack of fish. I guess everybody thinks this is a nice spot for a break. We named this guy Sea Lion Steve. Sea Lion Steve wasn't about to let us passersby interrupt his nap time.
Oh wow, another waterfall, look at that.
We made it to our camp for night number 2. We are at Big Flat, right along Big Flat Creek, and we have amazing views all around, big mountains behind us, beautiful ocean in front of us, and there are actually some decent surfable waves in front of us, about 5 feet range, some sets. The hike today was absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. A lot of it was nice, pristine, sandy beaches, but this last stretch here was a lot of boulder hopping, so that slowed things down quite a bit. But we went about 5 miles, and we did see a lot of other backpackers. It's a very popular trail. They do give out a lot of permits, so we saw a lot of people, but that's okay. We have a wonderful camp here for the second night, and I'm just really happy to be here. For the second night in a row, it was fire-grilled quesadillas for dinner. It sure beats dehydrated backpacking meals. Good morning, it's day 3. I'm currently trying to shade my eyes from the little bit of sun that's poking through the fog. The fog has moved in this morning. It started out beautiful and sunny, but yeah, it's moving in. I think it's supposed to be patchy fog today. I slept with the rain fly off and everything in here got soaking wet. I don't know if it's from condensation or just from moisture in the air, but yeah, my sleeping bag was drenched. Everything's pretty dry now, so that's a good thing. The plan today is to go at least 6 miles to a camp. I think it's called Spanish Creek. At least get there and maybe go beyond there. So we'll see how that all goes, and then we may potentially make this next camp a base camp for 2 nights. That is the current plan. We'll see if it all plays out. Hoping the hiking is maybe a little easier today. I don't think it will be, but we did do a lot of boulder hopping yesterday. My ankles are a little sore, my legs are a little sore, but we'll get it done. It is challenging just walking on the sand, even when it's flat, just because you're in sand. So there's very few areas where you can get a really good momentum and good pace going, but it's worth it. It's worth it to be along the coast. We've seen wildlife. We had a deer walk by here this morning. It's been a really great trip so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing what today has in store.
So we are walking through rocks along the coastline. Check it out. It's a rattlesnake. Look at that rattle. Woo, buddy.
So far today, the hiking has been much smoother, easier. We've been making much better time. I don't know what's in store ahead of us. Kind of hoping it stays this way, but I'm sure it can change at any time. But it's still beautiful, even with the fog. Kind of gives it this moody vibe. It's a beautiful day.
Check this guy out. Starfish.
I think we have found our home for tonight, right on this little mesa or butte or bluff, whatever you probably bluff. Beach is right down here. It's beautiful. All kinds of poppies around us, a beautiful meadow right to the side of us. And we don't have other campers around, which are like the official campsites that they have on the map. There are lots of other people at and very little privacy. So hopefully this will be a nice spot to have a more private evening.
We hiked about a total of 9 miles this day. We did make it up to Randall Creek. However, one of the 2 campsites there was occupied and there was very little privacy. So we backtracked to this spot we had seen earlier.
This says creamy macaroni and cheese, but it's actually peak chicken pesto. So just using this to heat it up. I repackaged a lot of my meals. Just eyeball the water.
Good morning. It is day number 4 here on the Lost Coast. We are at an absolutely stunning camp and we have some privacy finally, a little bit of solitude on this very busy route. It's been just a stunning trip so far. I've absolutely loved it. Waking up here this morning in this meadow with the waves crashing, poppies all around us. The wildflowers yesterday were just incredible, absolutely popping, all different types of flowers, and going through those meadows we were able to see them, which was awesome. The terrain changed a little bit and it was some easier hiking for sure, which was nice. Today the plan is to leave camp right here and do some day hiking. We plan to go up the coast portion that we haven't seen yet, further north, and just check it out, have a nice day, leave the packs here, and travel a little bit lighter today. Should be a beautiful day. Day number 4. Fog's burned off, the sun is out, and it is absolutely stunning. There's been a slight change in plans. I have opted out of the day hike today. I just decided it would be a good day to recover from the previous day's hiking and relax, because I know that as soon as I'm out of this trip, things are going to get really busy. It's going to take us another 3 days to hike out of here as well, starting tomorrow. So I thought it was a perfect time, since we were leaving camp where it was, to just have a beach day. I love just hanging out at the beach all day. I'm originally from Southern California, and I've spent many a day just chilling, hanging at the beach. It sounded perfect. You might notice I have an awning over me, and it's the first time I've set that up. This is a new tent. It's a Big Agnes Copper Spur HV UL2, and one of the features that sold me on this tent was this awning. It was a perfect opportunity to set it up. I had the sun beating down on me, it was getting really hot. Now it's nice and cool in the shade. It was really easy to do using trekking poles. Other than that, it's just gonna be a relaxing day here at camp. Just to give you some perspective of what we've done so far, the entirety of this trip starts here at Black's Beach, or if you want, at Matole Beach at the top. You can either go from north to south or south to north. We chose south to north, and you would follow the coastline all the way up here to the tip at Matole. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, right here, the Matole trailhead. What we've done, and we will not be doing the entirety of the trip as we originally planned, it's just been a lot slower going than what we anticipated. But we started here at Black Sands Beach and we followed all the way up here, all the way up to, we got to this point yesterday, Randall Creek. There were 2 campsites there, and unfortunately there was just zero privacy. Somebody was at one of them. So we backtracked and we're right about here at Spanish Flat. Tomorrow we will just go back the same way we came. Joey was hoping to make it today to a lighthouse right about here, and he may go the whole way. We'll see. Yeah, he'll backtrack as well, meet me back here at camp later, and then tomorrow we'll start making our way all the way back down to, where is it? Black Sands Beach. I have one chore to do today, and that is to go get water. I have a 6-liter bag, and then also I will bring my Be Free, which is 1 liter, back over to Randall Creek. That is about 1/4 mile to half a mile north of here. I'll fill all that up with 7 liters of water to bring back here to camp to last us through until tomorrow morning. Barely got down the beach and I noticed this little spring, so I think I'm going to be able to fill water up right here. Awesome.
And there you have it, 7 liters of water in less than 5 minutes. The wind has picked up, and the forecast did say gusts up to 24 miles per hour. It's coming out of the north, it's northeast, so it's hitting one side of the tent, kind of pushing it all over to one side. So I had to get out there and guy it, secure it a little bit better, and so far, so good. Fingers crossed. It is day 5. We're getting ready to hit the trail. It's a super windy morning. We had a very windy night, kind of a restless night with the tent rocking and rolling. But we had a little break this morning for coffee. However, the wind has picked up again, but we are getting ready to hike. It should be a beautiful day. I don't know how much I'll be able to talk to the camera with the wind, but I'll definitely show you what I can along the way. We are returning the same way we came today. I think it will look a little bit different with the sun out and going through these meadows once again with the wildflowers and the sun shining. Should be an awesome day. We have made it to our camp here for night number 5, which is Big Creek. Talking to you from inside the tent because it is still windy. We are here, got our tent set up, guyed out really well for the wind that's supposed to continue all day and all night as well. but this is a beautiful spot. We stopped here and had a break when we were headed up north, and we thought it was really beautiful, so we had it on our radar to maybe camp out on the way heading back to Black Sands Beach, and that's what we've done. So far today, I haven't seen any other people, which has been a nice change of pace. So this should be a nice second to last night camp. We have the mountains I'm looking at right now, so it really feels like I'm in the mountains. It's kind of a neat change of pace, and yeah, it's gonna be a lovely evening. Good morning. It is day 6 of 7. The story yesterday was the wind. The wind was pretty relentless, and it got even stronger at dusk. It went from onshore to offshore, from north to south. It was just all over the place. We didn't really know how to set up the tent because it kept changing directions. But at the end of the evening, it was going offshore, which made for some awesome display of spray coming off the waves. That was really, really cool, but it was so strong, it was actually pushing me, and the sand was flying everywhere down on the beach. So I didn't get to film a whole lot. I ate something that I didn't need to cook. I ate a granola cereal type thing for dinner, and we just kind of took cover of the tent for the rest of the night. It looks like for the next 2 days we're going to have calm winds, which is good. Today we will be reaching an area that is impassable during high tides. So what we'll do is we will hike south, and then we will take a break over at Big Flat, which is a place that we camped on night number 2. So we'll just wait out the high tide, take a little break there, and then get through that section. And then we don't know where we're going to camp. It's our last night, so we want to find a nice camp. All of our camps have been beautiful. This camp has been amazing. Yesterday we only saw 3 backpackers. It was one group of 3 people, and that was it. So it was a very nice break from the crowds that we were seeing earlier on in the trip, and it's just been amazing so far. It's so beautiful here, and I'm so thankful that I was able to take this trip. Anyhow, I'm going to start getting things packed up so we can get on the trail or route. There really isn't. Actually, today we will have some trail. We will be going through some of those meadows again, so it should be some easy hiking for the first half. Then we'll be back on the beach.
Moving over boulders is probably one of my least favorite types of hiking. However, on this trip, I was getting the hang of it and feeling more comfortable. I even managed more than a turtle's pace.
We're pretty close to our camp still, and check it out, black bear tracks. Not super big, there's my hand for size. But you can see the pad and then toe pads. You can even see the little claw marks. And then I'll walk ahead, you can see a few more. Right there. Good one. Going the way we're going. Here's a really fresh pile of bear scat. And you can see it's starting to break up as the waves, the tide's coming up this morning. So this has been made since last night's high tide, or this morning's high tide.
What you got going there?
I am making some tea. Give me a little afternoon boost.
Is that caffeine? Caffeinated?
Oh yeah, it's caffeinated.
Awesome. We're in this awesome spot, huh?
We are. It's high tide. Can't go on any farther right now. Catherine here thinks she's gonna time it right and be able to cross without getting her feet wet. That was her chance. Better run! This cat's kind of trail right here.
Even though we were well past high tide, there were still some areas that were a little tight.
our final camp of the trip, night 6, and not gonna lie, I'm beat. We did almost 11 miles today, and it's a tough 11 miles. There is boulder hopping, slogging through sand, walking over rocks. It's definitely challenging, but worth every bit of it. My body's a little sore, but that's okay. It is a beautiful evening. The fog is rolling in. It's rolled in really, really quickly. We're not far from the trailhead at Black Sands Beach, so we're probably less than 2 miles. We decided to just go ahead and stay because it's about an hour drive out of here through a windy mountain road. So we're just gonna stay here and enjoy our last night. Get some dinner going. I'm pretty hungry. And yeah, call it a night. We have made it to day 7. This is the final day, and we only have about 1.5 miles to go to get back to the truck. It is a foggy morning, a chilly morning. Temperatures have dropped a little bit. Slept very well last night, and it's kind of bittersweet. It's sad to see this trip ending, but I'm also ready to go get something good to eat. Just about packed up and ready to hit the trail for the last 1.5 miles.
My expectations were blown out of the water on this trip. I was truly amazed at the diversity. I did not expect all of the freshwater streams, creeks, and springs. It had everything. Rugged mountains filled with pines, wildflower-strewn meadows, rolling green hills, so much wildlife, and of course the mighty blue Pacific. It is truly the best of both worlds where the mountains meet the ocean. I will be back again and again.